A Florida grand jury is considering whether to indict former President Trump for his alleged mishandling of classified documents.
His lawyers were informed of the federal criminal probe last night after special counsel Jack Smith presented the grand jury with evidence. Trump has denied doing anything wrong.
Joining us now with more is CBS News political director Fin Gómez. Fin, always great to see you.
Great to see you too, Errol and Lana.
Break down the significance of this specific case for us, especially if we do in fact see an indictment, which is expected.
Yeah, as CBS has reported, Errol, a special counsel indictment of Donald Trump for mishandling classified documents is looking likely. Now, if this occurs, it would mark the first time in American history that a former president of the United States has been prosecuted by the federal government. Let that sink in, Errol. It is a big deal. The Justice Department recently informed Trump's legal team that he is a target in their investigation into the mishandling of these documents that we mentioned, which sources familiar with the matter tell CBS. And of course, this is a sign that prosecutors may be moving closer to indicting the former president. If he is charged in this docs investigation, it would be his first federal indictment, but possibly not the last one he will face. He has other investigations, including the one in New York. That's a state and local one. But he also has the other Jack Smith special counsel case, and the other one in Georgia where they're investigating on whether he tried to unlawfully subvert the results of the 2020 presidential election. Errol?
So, Fin, this would be his first federal indictment, but it's not his first criminal indictment. Last time we saw actually a lot of fundraising, a little bit of popularity boost for the former president among his supporters. Yeah. What might this investigation mean then for Trump's presidential campaign?
Yeah, I spoke to some people close to the former president who cite a recent poll, a Yahoo News YouGov poll that showed that while 62% of Americans believe that Trump should be allowed to serve, should be allowed to serve as president again, he should not be allowed to serve as president again if he is convicted of a, quote, serious crime. Only 23% said overall that he said that he should, but a majority. This is the part that the Trump sources tell me they emphasize, and they say that a majority of potential primary Republican voters, about 46%, said that Trump should be allowed to serve again, even if he's convicted of what they consider a serious crime. Now, Lana, with an expanding field, if he holds that momentum, that would help him in his efforts to secure the nomination. If you recall, Trump earned about 45% of the primary vote in 2016. But also, Lana, this is important to note, 30% of GOP voters in that same poll say Trump should not be allowed to serve again if he is convicted of a serious crime. Other rival camps to Trump have told me that they expect that this eventually will have an impact on his trajectory, even though right now he has a wide lead amongst the rest of the Republican field.
It's really interesting. So there's even some disagreement among Republicans about what should happen next. Fin, I'm just wondering if there's some clarity, legally speaking, if there is a conviction, but then Trump is nominated for the presidency for his party.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest questions that we have been asked repeatedly, if there is a conviction in this case, can Trump run for re-election? And can he serve as president if he were to win? In one word, yes. And there is a precedent for it, Errol. In 1920, Eugene Debs, the socialist presidential candidate, garnered almost 1 million votes while in prison for speaking out against the draft in World War I. Debs also promised that if elected, he would pardon himself, something Trump also said back in 2018 that he would consider if ever facing a conviction. Really interesting precedent there.
I learn something every single day. Fin, thank you for that and for joining us. We'll connect with you again.
Thanks, Errol.
Appreciate
Thanks, Lana. Appreciate it.